Good morning, 10th class. Today we are dealing with chapter number 8. Name of the chapter is How Do Organisms Reproduce? Total 3 topics are there. 8.1 we have already completed. Today is the turn of 8.2 Modes of Reproduction used by single organisms. So here is our topic. Topic 8.2 Modes of Reproduction used by single organisms. So here first we are dealing with reproduction. Reproduction. So here re means again, production. So here again production. That means if an organism give birth to new organism. So here reproduction is a biological process in which new organisms are formed from previous organisms of same type. That means cat give rise to cat, dog to dog, right? And human being to human being, right? The type is same. So reproduction means new organism we get from previous organism of same type. This is reproduction. And here modes of reproduction used by single organisms. So there are two types of reproduction. One of them is asexual, other one is sexual, right? So here two types. One of the type is asexual, other one is sexual. So from your lower classes, you know that only one parent is involved and here two parents are involved. In asexual reproduction, there is only one gamete is involved and here two gametes are involved, right? So here only one organism is involved. So modes of reproduction used by single organisms. So here total how many types are there? 6. Fission, fragmentation, regeneration, budding, vegetative propagation, spore formation. So one by one we will deal here. So number first subtopic is fission. This is 8.2.1, right? 8.2, 8 is the chapter, 2 is the topic and 1 is the subtopic, right? So first is about definition. In every case, for every type, what we have to do? Definition, then definition, then examples and then diagram, right? So definition, as the name indicates, fission means breaking, right? So here a mode of asexual reproduction in which one organism breaks or splits into two or more organisms. So in case of fission, one organism breaks into two new organisms, right? Two or more, maybe two or maybe more than two. So if two organisms are formed, then binary, as the name indicates, bi means two. Multiple fission means you get many organisms, right? So this occurs in case of amoeba and multiple fission in case of plasmodium. So this here binary fission and multiple fission, this is important from your examination point of view. So binary fission means we are taking here example amoeba and in the other case we have example plasmodium. Here one organism give rise to two new organisms and here one organism give rise to many new individuals. From one we are getting many, right? So here in case of binary fission, one organism amoeba, as you are observing here nucleus and this whole body, then there is nucleokinesis. Nucleokinesis means there is breaking of nucleus and here one nucleus breaks into two nuclei and after that there is cytokinesis means breaking of cytoplasm. आपने देखा न्यूक्लियस ब्रेक हुआ उसके बाद साइटोप्लाज्म ब्रेक हो गया. So from one amoeba we are getting two amoebae, right? The plural is amoebae. Here in any plane there is division in case of amoeba, but in case of leishmania here also one organism splits into two but vertical, in vertical section, right? Then in case of multiple fission, plasmodium, this one is plasmodium. So many nuclei you're observing. So when the conditions are favorable, then you are getting many individuals. So this is about number first type, fission. Next is about fragmentation. So fragmentation, as the name indicates, fragments means pieces. So a type of asexual reproduction in which an organism breaks into fragments, here into fragments, and each fragment develops into an individual. So here this one is an example of Spirogyra. Spirogyra chloroplastus ribbon shaped. आपने देखा यहाँ पे ये pieces में break हो गया and every piece you are getting new individual, right? So this one is about fragmentation. Fragmentation occurs in multicellular and fission occurs in unicellular, right? Another example is Scara. So diagram and example you are already familiar. Next is about number third type, regeneration. Re means again, generation. You are getting a new organism, right? So regeneration is a type of asexual reproduction in which simple animals like Hydra planaria can be cut into any number of pieces and each piece grows into a complete organism. So regenerate means, here is an example of planaria. There is cutting of planaria, 3 pieces of planaria, and in each case, from each piece you are getting full planaria, right? So here cutting and then regenerating means this part is regenerate, first part is generating the second and third, second part is generating first and third part is generating first and second. So here you are getting regenerated parts here. So Hydra and planaria, you are getting whole organism from the body parts, right? Examples are planaria and Hydra. Then next we have subtopic number 4th, budding. As the name indicates, here what is involved? A bud. So budding is a type of reproduction in which a bud develops as an outgrowth due to repeated cell division at one specific site. So just look here, bud is developed at one specific site because of repeated cell division. These buds develop into tiny individual and when fully mature detaches from parent's body. So here look, this bud develops into small individual and then big individual. जब ये मैच्योर हो जाता है, when it gets mature, then there is detachment. वो यहाँ से हट जाएगा, एक नया ऑर्गेनिज्म आपको मिल जाएगा, right? And become a new independent individual, right? So this occurs in case of Hydra. So diagram and example, right? This is about budding from bud. Then fifth subtopic is vegetative propagation. जैसा कि नाम आपको बता रहा है, we are getting here reproduction from vegetative parts. So type of reproduction in which vegetative parts are used for propagation of an organism, like roots, stem, leaf. ये 2 तरीके का होता है. कौन कौन सा होता है? Natural vegetative propagation, artificial vegetative propagation. So here in nature, by nature, root, stem and leaves, they are used for propagation, means for reproduction. That means for getting new organism. So here root, in case of potato, right? Potato को आपने देखा होगा, उसके root, modified root, right? उससे आपको नए मिल जाते हैं potato eye से. Then in case of sugarcane you get like here sugarcane notches, इतना आप cut करते हैं, right? And from here you are getting new sugarcane plant. Then from leaf, bryophyllum. In case of bryophyllum, the leaf structure, they have a small bud-like appearance here. These are used for generation of new bryophyllum, right? तो potato root से मिलता है, stem से sugarcane and leaf से bryophyllum, right? These are the natural ways of reproduction. Then artificial means here human beings are involved. Like cutting, the methods are cutting, grafting, layering. Cutting means here when you cut the rose stem in slant position and you are able to grow new rose plant, right? आप रोज़ के स्टेम को कट करते हैं और उससे आपको एक नया प्लांट मिल जाता है. Then grafting, here root, stem, all these are not mentioned, right? Stem, leaf, not. These all are for natural vegetative propagation. In case of artificial vegetative propagation, the methods are cutting, grafting and layering. Cutting, simple cutting of stem. Layering means आपके पास प्लांट है and if the branches are closer to ground, आप क्या करते हैं, उस ब्रांच को ग्राउंड के नीचे लेके जाते हैं, उसका जो ट्विग है, वो जो एंड पोर्शन है उसको ऊपर रखते हैं, थोड़ा सा स्टेम का पोर्शन आप ओवरलैप कर देते हैं और इसके ऊपर सॉइल डाल देते हैं. आफ्टर समटाइम्स रूट्स आर डेवलप्ड एंड जस्ट कट फ्रॉम हियर and here the new plant is ready for the propagation, right? And in case of grafting you have 2 plants, right? 2 plants, plant number 1, plant number 2. Then what will you do? Just remove here the upper portion and transplant this portion, right? इसको इसके ऊपर डाल देंगे, the upper portion here and the lower portion. इसको आप tie कर देंगे, पॉलीथीन से आप रैप कर दो and after some time there is connection between the upper portion and the lower portion of the 2 plants. सेम टाइप होना चाहिए, लाइक रोज़ होना चाहिए, जैस्मिन होना चाहिए, राइट? तो वो सेम होना चाहिए. You will get a new grafted plant, right? So cutting, grafting and layering. Then about the usefulness of vegetative propagation. Plants means advantages. Plants can bear flower and fruits early. Beneficial for non-seeded plants like banana, rose, उन सब में अच्छा होता है. All plant produced are genetically similar enough to the parent plant to have all its characteristics, right? So example and diagram you are already aware. Then number 6 type is spore formation. Spore formation means a type of asexual reproduction in which spores develop into new rhizopus individual. New individuals. Here rhizopus is the example. आप देख रहे होगे यहाँ पे all these are the structure of fungus and here these bulb-like structure. Inside the bulb-like structure, this bulb is known as sporangium. Inside this there is spores. Thick wall that protect them until they come into contact with another moist surface and begin to grow. So this whole example of Spirogyra. Inside there are spores, right? So spores are for propagation. Through spores new individuals we get. So this is about spore formation. Next at the end we have home assignment number 2 taken from your science textbook chapter 8 page number 133. Question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you have to do in your copies, and then from page number 141 question number 1 and 9 you have to do in your copies. Submit your work on Google Classroom. Thank you.